I think I've only reviewed one of Ashley Dalton's videos, but this one was a little bit different because when he sent me this video, I looked at a couple other videos of hers where she was interviewing men. I didn't know that she brought men on her platform. And from the two, I reviewed like 3 videos of her where she interviewed men, and every time the dudes was trying to like correct her or the women on her platform.
Have you ever been to Great Wolf Lodge?
No.
Okay, so you haven't did that. Because the man to do the bare minimum for you know how much roll pedals and candles cost for some boom boom? That shit don't cost shit.
You don't know what the man that's what me.
Okay, you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
You meet this girl. What if she how do you say destroys your empire? How did we get from point A to point B?
And let us point here. My point here question was that why does women want just money?
And it just didn't make any sense to me. I'm like, brother, why would you go on this Level Up channel to try and school women on what they're doing wrong? Ashley Dalton's channel is for women who are chasing men with money. So it's really nothing you can say. That's not your space. So this is a video that I want to share with you guys where this man went on there and he was upset that women have certain standards. And it kind of mirrors some of the comments that I see under some of my videos when people are complaining about women and their standards.
Have started to complain about chain restaurants. That messed the whole game up. That messed it up. When women started to complain about little stuff like that, it made it hard for a lot of y'all because there's nothing wrong with chain restaurants, Chili's, Cheesecake Factory. They're making it too hard.
We know that there's nothing wrong with chain restaurants. They're perfectly fine. But in these Level Up spaces, Ashley is teaching women that they need to go for something higher. They need to date men that's going to take them to 5-star Michelin restaurants, right? We just got our Michelin report in Houston like a week ago. And I think we have 5 restaurants that got a star. So she's teaching women to quote unquote level up. So my message to men is if you come across one of these women that think that they deserve a 5-star restaurant on the first day, what's your next move? If you learn anything from my channel, what are you going to do if a woman says, no, I'm not going to Cheddar's. I'm not going to the Yard House. I need to go to Fleming's. I need to go to Nobu. You need to take me there. What are you going to do? Is this woman going to reach into your pocket and take your money out? Is she going to get in your driver's seat, your car, and drive you and her to Fleming's? How does that happen? What are you arguing about?
So men are like, you had a beautiful woman just a few minutes ago. Men don't approach her because y'all acting scared. Oh my God, you frighten me. I'm like, well, I'm trying to get to know you. That's a problem. So men are saying, you know what? Since there's less of us, we're the prize now. Since there's less of us and more of y'all going to have to start approaching us. Because, yeah.
Wow. So why not date the girls who are at Chili's, who are at Cheesecake Factory, who are at Red Lobsters? Why not date those girls who are at the bar? They frequent it. They're there all the time. Forget the internet girlies. Why not date those women who are there at the bar?
What's an internet girl?
The girls on the internet saying they want 5 dining, they want Michelin star, and they want to be courted. Forget them. Why not go to those restaurants? You see those women at the bar and date them.
Ashley ain't hearing nothing that this brother said. She don't care about none of that, man. And you go sit there and argue with this woman. She's telling him, date the women that want to go to Chili's or don't mind going to Outback or something like that. Why don't you date them? Why are you complaining about the internet girls that are saying that they want to go to 5-star Michelin restaurants? The reason why a lot of men get upset when women say all this stuff is because that woman is a lady that you can't get because you're not willing to spend. And that's okay. And to be perfectly honest, and this is something that Ashley Dalton understands, but she can't say on her platform, there's only a small percentage of women who can attain that type of date, first date. A small percentage of women. But her platform is for every woman. So every woman is going to go there, listen to her, and say that, yeah, you know, I'm going to step my game up, knowing damn well that the majority of these women won't ever get that type of treatment. And at that point, you have to let the market do its work. Because again, if a woman is requesting all these things and she's not able to get it, it's because the market decides. So these women can have all the standards that they want, fellas. But if you're not willing to spend, then what does that get them? Nothing. And then she's going to have to learn the hard way. She's just going to get older, keeping those same standards. And then when she starts to understand that, damn, I'm not able to get the type of treatment that I see other women getting, that small percentage, is getting. And then she's going to try and come back to the good man. And that's when you stall her out. Be like, hell no. Always remember this. When you guys see this level up type of rhetoric, the overwhelming majority of women don't qualify. They can't get that. But you can't tell them that. So let them go out there in delusional land and figure it out for themselves.
Well, I don't meet women at a restaurant. I'm just saying, when you suggest those type of places, the women will make a video and try to embarrass the guy and this and that and the third. That's no good.
But I think what it is people are just not dating the people who are on their level. I think that's just what it is. So there are women in the world who don't mind going to Red Lobsters, who don't mind going to Chili's. But you may want the girl, or somebody may want the guy who's a 10, who has a nice body, who they like, or who they see as their dream person.
What
person
wouldn't be on
a certain standard.
Okay, what woman wouldn't be on another man's level? Is that money?
And as she does, she's very slick. When women say, not dating a woman on your level, she's either talking about beauty or the type of man that that has money. So in her mind, a woman's beauty is equal to a man with a lot of money. So that level is the same to Ashley Dalton and to her and what she has to tell her followers, right? So he doesn't understand what she's trying to say. I mean, it's crazy, but it works for these level up conversations because women buy into that. As long as I'm pretty and I'm in shape, then I'll be able to access this man's money, a wealthy man's money. Don't get mad. Only a small percentage of women can demand that type of treatment, but the majority of women don't know that. They think, and this is where a lot of level up conversations go wrong, every woman thinks that they're on the same level because there were some videos from Ashley Dalton where she had some beautiful young women on there. And you could say, okay, yeah, this woman, you really got to, do what you need to do. But there'll be 3 or 4 women that may be overweight coming on there with bonnets, and they think that they can get the same treatment as that young woman. When we know that's not true, but you can't tell them that, especially going on Ashley's platform and trying to argue with her about what she's teaching these women. It doesn't make any sense because she don't hear it. And why should she? She's getting paid very well from these women that are delusional. And some of the women, it may work, but the majority of them, it doesn't. And Ashley Dalton understand, I promise you guys, she won't admit it publicly because that would hurt her brand, but she knows this. She knows that the majority of women they're not going to qualify for that. But that's not the point. As long as y'all know, you good.
What is that? Or is that looks? What is that?
Well, that looks different for men and women. So again, I'm saying, if you're saying, you know what, women are complaining about being taken to Chili's or Red Lobsters, that means you want to date the girls who don't want to go there. But I'm saying there are a group of women, a demographic of women who want to go to Chili's, who want to go to Red Lobsters and Cheesecake Factory and won't complain about it.
That's Ashley's way of kind of shading the women that go on social media and say, "Oh, I don't mind going to Chili's or Cheesecake Factory." She's saying that those women are at his level. His level is low. The women that she teaches is up here. And she's telling him, you're complaining about the women up here that you can't date. So you need to go all the way down here to the women that's on social media saying that they don't mind going to Chili's or Cheesecake Factory. He doesn't understand what she's doing here, but she's kind of like, insulting him in his face, essentially, by saying you don't qualify for these beautiful women because you're not willing to spend. Did y'all catch that? Yeah. And I remember I put out the little end scene clip where I was talking to a woman and I was telling her to explain who the women that are less than are. I always, because women, they have like a ranking system amongst themselves. Like Ashley just did it right there. She said that the women who have the Michelin star restaurant requirements and the women that want Cheesecake Factory. So I always ask women, describe the women down here. What's the difference? And they never do, because they don't want to offend the women that they think are less than. And it's always funny to me to see women squirm when you ask them that question. Describe what makes a woman up here different from the woman down here. So there's levels. You said level up, levels. She's on the top level, they're on the bottom level. Describe her. Tell me what she looked like.
That's not who you want to date. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get that, but
But Earl, what I'm saying is there is a demographic of women who don't want a Birkin bag, who don't want 5-star dining, who don't want to go to Dubai. They're simple, more simple women, low maintenance women.
See, you see, and she's reiterating. And trust me, every woman would potentially want to go to Dubai and have a Birkin bag, but the majority of women are very realistic. They have common sense. They know damn well that it's not feasible for every woman to find a man that's going to buy them a Birkin bag, so they're not going to ask. But the way Ashley is describing it, she said low maintenance women. She's good. So she's saying, a general statement that there are women who are less than, right? Shout out to Kevin Samuels with his ranking system. This is her way of ranking women. But she probably wouldn't point out a woman who is less than. If I showed her a plus size woman and an in shape woman, she's, well, all these women are the same. It's just about confidence, because she can't say that publicly, right? That would mess up her brand. So women know, but they just won't say it publicly.
Who wouldn't mind dating a man like you, Earl? They wouldn't mind cooking and
I'm not
cleaning
talking
and
about me.
rubbing.
See, okay, now this is where he effed up. You lying, brother. And I see that you're a Lakers fan. We don't do that here. You lying. You sound like the women that say, "Oh, I'm not talking about me," when they arguing these dumbass points about single mothers and black men being deadbeats. And then you ask them, then that's a shame that you always attracting these type of men. Oh, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about somebody else. He's doing the exact same thing. You are talking about yourself, but you just don't want to admit it. Be honest, man. And y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. Here we go.
I'm not talking about me. I DJ. I'm talking about.
What does that mean? I'm not talking about me. I DJ. That mean that you got women, falling all over you or something? Brother, you talking about you. It's okay. Why would you have so much passion and anger in this conversation if it didn't pertain to you? Does that make sense, guys? Before y'all get pissed off at me, think about that for a second. Why the hell would you go on the show and argue this point so passionately if you weren't talking about your personal experiences? Come on, man. Come on. Jesus.
A lot of men who I know, maybe family members and on social media, that complain about this is because the women are too shallow. They're too materialistic. They need to pump their brakes on that a little bit.
No, they don't. That ain't your job to tell them that. The market will tell them exactly where they land, brother. I promise you. Hey, guys, that's not you gonna stretch yourself out. The market will tell these women where they stand. It never fails. Seriously. So the information is out there. I could throw out all the statistics about how many men make $100,000 or more. That shit goes in one ear and out the other. When you're talking about women who buy into this level up stuff, the market will decide. I promise you that. Okay. Here we go.
You know what I'm saying?
So
Like
if
you
you're
said,
not
you just-
talking about you,
Nah.
Nah, I ain't talking about me, sister. She caught you. You was talking about yourself, man. Stop.
so
I
you
ain't
don't
talking
mind
about-
a materialistic woman. You don't mind a materialistic woman who enjoys the finer things in life, since you're not talking about you.
She can request anything she wants. That don't mean she gonna get it.
So, brother, if you know that, then why are you arguing? So you essentially are talking about yourself, because if you weren't talking about you, then you shouldn't have a problem with the woman asking for all this luxury foolery. Right? Nah, but you ain't talking about you. You a DJ. So.
Okay, so that's a no. I'm gonna take that as a no, Mr.
Yeah, I mean,
Earl. That's a no.
Yeah, I mean, I've had experiences like that. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying, I can hang up just like they can. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's a woman out of any man's league, because we're the ones who approach.
Brother, what do you... Yes, man, there are women that you cannot get, and that's okay. It don't matter if we approach or not. What the hell that got to do with anything? How you gonna sit up there and say there's no woman out of your league or a woman that you can't get because men approach? That makes no sense at all. My God.
So we get told no all the time. We're not afraid of rejection. It's women who are afraid and don't like rejection. We're used to...
No, man. Men don't like to be rejected as well. Even though we get it, we understand it because we approach, but men don't like that shit. There's a lot of men that are afraid of rejection. Why the hell you think there's a large subset of men? Well, why do you think that women are complaining on social media that men aren't approaching anymore, right? One of the reasons is because of the fact that they don't want to be embarrassed and put on TikTok as, oh man, like the dude, I ain't fresh.
I ain't fresh. I ain't fresh.
You're not fresh. No.
At all.
Just take
No, sir.
You just gotta take your L, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Men don't like we don't like it, even though we're used to it. Nah, man, it's okay. You can admit that, man. Come on now.
Do it. We get told no all the time. We get told no all the time. We bounce back from that because we're the ones who's supposed to approach anyways. I get it. But maybe some of y'all ladies, y'all might need to start approaching men.
Yeah, absolutely not. I'm not encouraging that.
Okay. And this is where let me cook for a little bit. So, like I said, not the last consult that I had with this young lady today, but I had a consult with the young woman about a week ago, not even a week ago. And I was telling her about the drop the handkerchief that women used to do back in the day.
If he doesn't have the balls to approach me, he's the wrong guy anyway. I'm old-fashioned. I don't make the first move. If this is you, then I say you have no idea what old-fashioned means. Women have been making the first move for centuries. Let's take the example of Miss Emily Petticoat. 200 years ago, if Emily saw the handsome Mr. Dorchester strolling down the street, she wouldn't sit back and do nothing. No, she'd saunter over to the handsome man, drop her white handkerchief, and keep walking. Now, Mr. Dorchester sees this innocent little handkerchief sitting on the ground and says to himself, well, this is an extraordinary opportunity to be a man. He picks up the handkerchief, rushes to Emily and says, excuse me, miss, I believe you dropped this. And she says, did I? And they have a conversation that he thinks he started, but he didn't. She chose him.
So I was telling her it's not necessarily you approaching a man saying that, hey, lady, or hey, man, you look good, brother. How about I get you a number? Ha ha. No, women don't have to approach like that. You just have to be seen. Or you just have to do something to let him know that you're interested in. In these spaces, people like to call it choosing signals. Smiling at them, asking them some dumb question, like I said, in the gym. So it happens all the time, ladies. So yes, it's not necessarily you approaching a man and trying to birdman it, hey, sexy. No, you ain't got to do all that. Just let him know that you're interested. That's it. Y'all ain't even got to do much. I remember that girl went viral when she said she was at the bar. She, instead of sending men drinks, she was sending them chicken wings.
So this lady wrote, I shoot my shot by sending chicken wings to men at bars. Ooh. A guy responded, what if they're vegetarian or pescatarian? She replied, I send them fries too. Another guy replied, damn, even if I was a pescatarian, she would have got me. Yeah, I'm a slut. A plate of chips would have gotten my attention. Another reply, if a shorty sends wings to a table and gives me a little wave, I'm folding like fresh laundry, applying pressure at its finest. A random lady.
Bro, I love the term applying pressure. Yeah, it's my favorite term.
Applying pressure at its finest. Another random lady commented, noted, I just needed one guy I found attractive to co-sign this. Thank you, sir. He then replied again, you're welcome, and I appreciate that, shorty. You almost got me without the wings with your smooth ass. Another guy replied, on God, she's smooth as fuck.
And every man in the comments was like, oh yeah, I will fold. If a woman sent me chicken wings at the bar, oh yeah, I'm planning our wedding. And they were, joking, but they were like, yeah, she sent me some wings. Oh yeah, we got to take this a step further.
Why not? Why not? You saw the nice young lady. You saw the nice young lady just a few minutes ago. She didn't even know how to respond to your little back and forth, little scenario.
Right, but even in nature, the lion goes after the lioness. Even in nature,
women don't want to be compared to animals. Women don't.
Hey, he don't get it. Ashley don't care nothing about what you talk about, brother. Why would you go on this woman's show terrorizing?
Want to be compared.
But what I'm saying, Mr. Earl, is I think
Mr. Earl. And I don't think he old, man, but Mr. Earl, that's your old man's name. His brother, look, we about the same age.
Men don't like that women have standards and women are asking for more, because then that means you guys actually have to step up to the plate. You have to work a little bit harder. You have to be a little bit more ambitious, and you have to try more.
The majority of women don't even qualify. So is he saying you got to work a little bit harder and earn a little bit more money to date women because they all going to be wanting to go to these high price restaurants outside of the low level women that she described? Or she didn't describe. She just said in general that there's a subset of women that are down here that Mr. Earl should be dating. So no, guys, don't think that you got to earn all this money just to date some woman. And like I said, and I've said this multiple times, when you have money, that doesn't necessarily mean that you got to spend it. So all these women want is a guy with money. Let's say you're that man that has a lot of money. You're doing very well for yourself. Does that guarantee that that woman is going to get that money from you just because you have it? No. So as long as you have it, you good. You're going to attract those women and you're going to get what you want. And this is a message, and that's why it's and I always talk about this segment dating stuff, but I want to tell y'all guys something. And I don't want to seem like, I'm some cocky guy, and I just want to set the table here. I'm 5'8" 3/4". So me telling you this story, just assume that I'm lying. So it'll make you feel better. Okay? So the way that I used to date is the women that were attracted to me, they were aroused by me. It wasn't just a simple, oh, I think he's handsome. No, they already knew from jump that, hey, I see this guy, I want to have sex with him. That was the first thought in their mind. You know how I know this? Because the women would always tell me that. One woman that I used to date when I was in Korea, there was a specific movement in the gym where she watched me do this back movement. If you guys don't know what T-bar rolls are, you can go look them up. She watched me do this T-bar roll movement for 4 weeks straight, she said. And she said, every time that I see you doing this T-bar roll movement, I always picture myself down there as the weight. So when I was on the dating market, women were aroused by me. That means that they're going to invest early, which is what? Sex. You have sex early, and then the ball is in my court. So now they got to get on my program, because if they leave too soon, they already invested. They played their hand with me. So now I'm in the driver's seat. Because if you don't like what I'm doing over here, too bad for you. You didn't wait to see what type of man I was. You should have waited and got to know me, but you didn't. You was hot in the pants. We snuck in, and now you know what I'm saying, you in a deficit, because if I'm telling you, hey, I'm not looking for anything serious, you ain't got no choice but to get on my damn program, or you can leave. But you know what? I was good enough to qualify for sex early, so I'm not losing anything. I already got what I want. Simple. Same thing goes with money. Okay? Women try to invest by giving you some booty, right? And then they'll think, well, since I gave him some booty, this rich man, now he's going to give me some money. Yay. No. But you can continue to let them think that, and it's perfectly fine. And you win on the dating market. And this is what these level up chicks do. I mean, okay, you take it to a nice little restaurant, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the grass wall and shit. You come back, she know you got money, you qualify, you have sex. Now she's in a deficit. Because I promise you this, most rich men can't get tricked like that, man. You ain't gonna trick a rich man into buying you no damn bag. What? It's the dumbest thing ever. And this is what these types of women are trying to teach young women, that you're gonna be able to teach a man who had to work for his money out of his money. On you? Okay. All right, we'll see how that work out for you. A man that had to work hard for his ducats, and some done-up woman is going to finesse him out of his bread. The only dudes that get finessed out of money like that is potentially the dudes that you don't want. The rappers and the entertainers and the sports players that don't know no better and just spending money frivolously. If that's what you want, cool, but you're going to be in a lineup of women. You're not going to get that long term. So be content with getting what you can and getting ran through on the dating market if you one of these level up chicks. But like I said, man, I would make women invest. I wouldn't make them invest early. They just would. It's simple. Because, man, and I hate to keep harping on this, get your ass in the gym. It's more women than not that like dudes who are in shape. And I'm telling you this from experience. I didn't go through all this bullshit that a lot of men are complaining about in the dating market. And it wasn't because I was some 6'6" dude walking around. No, it was because I had a great personality. Still have a great personality, mind you, because my daughter told me. And I was in shape. And I was also stable with my finances. I was in the military. So, yeah. But being in shape, it helped a lot. Skip the line. Y'all can take my advice if you want. I can't keep saying that, but one day it's going to sneak in. So, let's continue.
Okay, I'll tell you this. Okay, if I'm a football coach,
Right.
and I'm constantly losing games, I'm never winning. I need some new plays. I need some new assistant coaches, or I need to draw up some new plays so I can win. So if your standards are not allowing you to win, then you need to switch it up.
So, yeah, and so the dude, he knows what he's describing is a market. That was a good analogy. Okay? And he's speaking to the women. They're going to keep trying to run these plays, and when they don't work and you keep losing, right? Then the market will decide. That's literally the market deciding on that woman. How you don't understand your own analogy? So why are you on here on Ashley's show trying to educate her? She don't care about none of that shit. We know it. And that's all you need to know. Market will decide.
Right. That's why I go back to, if the girl that you want, who you perceive as a perfect 10, in your eyes, if she's the perfect 10, does she need to chase you? Does she need to court you? And should she lower her standards if you perceive her, Mr. Earl, as your perfect 10?
See, what lady say, plain in his face? Should she lower her standards for you, Mr. Earl?
Like I said, all this shallow stuff, all this materialistic stuff, people not gonna win that way.
Mr. Earl, you are right. But they got to figure that out for themselves. The market will decide. That woman come out here. Remember, men are the buyers. The whole level up concept revolves around men. If y'all don't understand that. And that's why I always ask the soft life girls the question, does soft life involve men? They always say no. But I'm like, but you're trying to get a man to spend money on you. You're trying to get a man to make you a housewife, right? So it does revolve around men. Make sense? Who holds the money? Your own wallet. How can they get it? You have to give it to them. So in that, right, if you like, no, I'm not giving you no money, then you control it. So what are you mad for? Some of this stuff, the level up, the soft life, the sprinkle girls, honestly, it should be funny to y'all. We laugh at this shit all the time. I think Shira 7 is funny as hell.
Help! Oh my gosh. I gotta find somewhere with valet parking real quick. Oh, and a dress code he can't follow. Help! Help, that Dusty's after me. He wanna go 50-50. He wanna split bills. He wanna know what I bring to the table. Ah!
Because I know, I'm a logical guy. I know the statistics. I know that the majority of women won't get the things that she's asking or she's telling them that they will. It's funny. Some women will. I'll give them credit, but not all of them. The majority of them won't. And at that point, it becomes funny because you see women in the comment section where you'll be like, man, why are you even listening to this? You got work to do.
Would it have to look a certain way? Your new boo?
I don't want him to be unattractive. I'm beautiful. I might not be the prettiest woman in the world, but I'm very, you know what I'm saying, on that level for me. So I want him to.
What's that level for you that you're on?
A vibe, baby.
Okay.
But they don't care, man. And it's not our job to be raising our blood pressure trying to educate these women on this. They don't care about that. It's good content, okay? Just leave it at that, man. Y'all gonna be fine. I just don't want you to turn into a Mr. Earl.